Rosie Dunn and Alex Stewart have shared a close friendship since their early childhood. The movie commences with Rosie appearing forlorn and isolated at a table amidst a gathering of wedding guests. The narrative then transports us back in time, depicting Rosie and Alex at a bar. They are marking Rosie's 18th birthday, and in a moment of inebriated intensity, they share a fervent kiss. Unfortunately, Rosie loses her balance, falling from her stool and sustaining a head injury that leaves her with no memory of the preceding night. Alex, however, remains oblivious to her memory loss. When Rosie confides in Alex, expressing her wish that the night had never occurred and her reluctance to discuss it further, he interprets this as her rejection. Later, Rosie and Alex go to a beach bonfire and talk about the forthcoming school dance. Rosie reveals that Greg, the fittest guy in school, had invited her to join, but she had already made plans with Alex and had declined his invitation. Alex has his sights set on blonde Bethany, who Rosie warns would be difficult to woo given that Alex is still virgin. Him shrugs it off and confides in Rosie that Bethany had requested him accompany her to the dance. Rosie offers that she take Greg and he take Bethany. Alex concurs. Alex tells Rosie that virgin boy is no longer the day of the dance, adding that he lost it with Bethany. She briefly exhibits signs of distress but quickly hides them. After dropping Rosie off at the hotel where the dance is being held that evening, Alex splits up with Bethany while Rosie stays with Greg. On the dance floor, everyone has a great time, but Rosie and Alex can't help but sneak glances at one another. Later, Rosie and Greg make their way to a room, where Greg's condom detaches and becomes caught inside Rosie, making their night less than ideal. Greg abandons her, so she calls Alex, who is still dancing with Bethany below. He departs from Bethany to take Rosie to the hospital, where she is helped by a male nurse who removes the condom despite some unpleasant tension. Several months later, Alex secures a scholarship to attend Harvard, while Rosie gains admission to a hotel management program at Boston University. With their college plans set, they intend to embark on their journey to the United States together. However, Rosie experiences nausea and seeks help at a drugstore, where the clerk, Ruby, suggests she take a pregnancy test. When the test results confirm her pregnancy, she quickly discerns that Greg is the father. Rosie decides to have the baby and then place it up for adoption. This way, she can still pursue her college education in Boston and begin her career, albeit with a slight delay from her original plans. As a result, Alex departs for the United States without her, and they share a heartfelt and tearful farewell at the airport. Back in England, Rosie continues to reside with her parents, making preparations to place her baby up for adoption. However, after giving birth, she experiences a change of heart and decides to keep her daughter, whom she names Katie. Rosie embraces the role of a full-time mother. One day, while taking Katie for a stroll, Rosie unexpectedly encounters Bethany, who later informs Alex about Rosie and her baby. In response, Alex takes a flight to England to confront Rosie. During their conversation, Rosie explains her decision to keep the pregnancy a secret from Alex, emphasizing that she didn't want to hinder his opportunity to attend Harvard. Alex forgives her and spends a few days with Rosie and Katie. Rosie reveals that Greg relocated to Ibiza upon learning of her pregnancy. Eventually, Alex must return to the United States while Rosie remains in England with Katie. In Boston, Alex finds himself at a bar, sipping his drink in solitude, when a blonde woman approaches him. She introduces herself as Sally and politely inquires if Alex would be willing to purchase a drink for her. Alex consents to her request. Over the passing years, Rosie and Alex maintain their connection by exchanging videos. Alex is now in a relationship with Sally, and they've moved in together. Meanwhile, Rosie has struck up a friendship with Ruby, the drugstore clerk. Rosie's daughter, Katie, is growing up, and both Rosie and Ruby work as maids at a local hotel, even though Rosie still harbors dreams of opening her own hotel. One day, Alex surprises Rosie by sending her a ticket to Boston, sparking excitement and hopes that something significant might occur between them. Upon arriving at the airport, Rosie and Alex share a heartwarming reunion. They spend the day exploring the city, indulging in playful flirtation. Later, they return to Alex's apartment, where Sally has been patiently waiting for Alex's return. Rosie joins them for an extravagant dinner, during which it becomes evident that Alex and Rosie share more in common than Alex and Sally do. Furthermore, Rosie is taken aback to discover that Sally is pregnant, a fact Alex hadn't mentioned to her. After dinner, the trio attends an art show hosted by Sally's artist friend, Herb. Rosie decides to leave the art show early, prompting Alex to chase after her. Rosie expresses her frustration that they spent the day together while his pregnant girlfriend was at home, to which Alex responds by suggesting it was just a day of fun. They engage in a heated argument, and Rosie decides to leave. In England, Rosie makes the decision to reconnect with Greg because she wants Katie to meet her father. Surprisingly, Greg agrees and shows up, expressing his desire for Rosie to be a part of Katie's life. She agrees, and the three of them begin spending time together as a family. Over time, Rosie and Greg rekindle their romantic relationship, eventually leading to an engagement. Alex is invited to their wedding, but he doesn't attend. A few weeks later, Rosie decides to call Alex's apartment, and Sally answers the phone. Sally informs Rosie that she and Alex broke up around the time of Rosie's wedding, but then Sally's water breaks. Before Sally ends the call, Rosie overhears her shouting to Herb, the artist from the art show. Rosie then sends a text to Alex, inquiring about what happened with Sally. It turns out that Sally had been having an affair with Herb, and the baby was not Alex's. Meanwhile, Rosie's parents embark on a world trip, and Rosie earns a promotion to become the receptionist at the hotel. Bethany, who has become a successful model, reconnects with Rosie while checking into the hotel. Upon learning that Bethany is planning to visit Boston soon, Rosie suggests that she look up Alex. Rosie's world is shattered when her father passes away suddenly during their vacation, leaving her devastated. Alex returns to England to attend the funeral and provides comfort and support to Rosie during her difficult time. However, Greg arrives, seemingly unaware of Rosie's emotional turmoil, and pulls her away from Alex. During this moment, Alex comes to the realization that he loves Rosie deeply and believes he could offer her a better life than Greg does. As he flies back to England, he sends Rosie a heartfelt letter expressing his love and tells her that if she doesn't share the same feelings, he won't bring it up again. The letter arrives at Rosie's house, but Greg intercepts it and locks it away in a desk drawer before Rosie can see it. Rosie, determined to pursue her dreams, begins planning how to establish her own hotel. Alex reaches out to Rosie with a simple question: if she is content with Greg. After thoughtful consideration, Rosie responds that she considers Greg, Katie, and herself as a family, and she finds happiness in her family. Greg contacts Rosie during his business trip, which happens to be at the same hotel where they had their school dance years ago. He informs her that his stay will be extended beyond the originally planned weekend. When Ruby checks the hotel's records, they discover that Greg had reserved the bridal suite. Rosie and Ruby confront Greg at the hotel, where they find him in the company of another woman. Rosie's emotions get the better of her, and she lands a punch on Greg's jaw. She then returns home and begins the process of removing all of Greg's belongings. While conducting her thorough cleaning, Rosie stumbles upon the locked desk drawer and finds Alex's letter. Without hesitation, she initiates a video chat with Alex, but Bethany answers the call. Alex joins the conversation, and they reveal their engagement and imminent wedding the following week. They invite Rosie to be the best man, and she agrees, trying to hold back her tears. Overwhelmed by her conflicting emotions, Rosie confides in Ruby, expressing doubts about whether she and Alex are truly meant to be together. Ruby provides some perspective and encourages Rosie to attend the wedding early, allowing her to express her feelings to Alex before it's too late. A week later, Rosie, Ruby, Katie, and Toby prepare for their flight to the United States for the wedding. Unfortunately, their flight is delayed, and they arrive at the church just as Alex and Bethany are exiting. During the reception, Rosie delivers a speech as the best man, reminiscing about their childhood moments with Alex, including the fateful night of her 18th birthday, which remains a hazy memory. She expresses her gratitude to Alex for being an extraordinary friend and the best thing that has ever happened to her. Rosie promises that she will always love him, clarifying after a brief pause that her love is akin to the love between siblings and close friends. After the speech, the guests begin to pair off for dancing: Bethany and Alex, Katie and Toby, and Ruby and her new beau, Phil. However, when Toby attempts to kiss Katie, she pushes him away and rushes out to the rooftop. Both Alex and Rosie witness the scene and follow her. Katie is shaken and contemplates asking Toby to forget what happened, but Alex cautions her that if she rejects him now, Toby may spend the rest of his life searching for someone perfect, unable to find anyone as wonderful as her. It becomes evident that Alex is not solely addressing Toby's feelings. Toby joins them on the rooftop at this point, and Katie gives him a peck on the lips. They return to the party, leaving Rosie and Alex alone. Alex decides to reveal the truth about what occurred on the night of Rosie's 18th birthday, admitting that he had only recently realized she had no recollection of that day. Rosie comes to understand that Alex had taken Bethany to their high school dance all those years ago because he believed Rosie didn't share his romantic feelings. Although it's evident that both still have strong feelings for each other, circumstances seem to prevent them from acting on them. At the airport, Rosie and Alex bid their farewells, and she, along with Katie, Toby, and Ruby, return to England. Rosie purchases a manor house and transforms it into her lodge. On the day of its grand opening, she hosts a celebration. To her surprise, Alex appears out of nowhere, unaccompanied, without luggage or a wife, requesting a room. Rosie guides him to a sea-view suite, and Alex turns to her, asking her to dance. Rosie replies, "Better late than never," and they share a passionate kiss. The movie ends here. Please like and subscribe to this channel.